Hello. This is going to be another quick video on just trading. So it's gonna be really quick. So I just wanted to really just talk about this, and it's more of the way new traders come into the markets and how experienced traders think, right? So as a trader, your goal here is just to make money, right? So if your goal here is to make money, and that's why you came here to learn, there is some things that you have to install into your brain or into your beliefs when it comes to trading, right? So trading, a lot of people see trading as gambling, right? Like a lot of people who never traded in their lives, they see traders as gamblers, and they see them as people who don't know what they're doing. They're just gambling in the stock market and all that stuff, right? When it comes to trading, you need an edge, right? What is an edge? So you need an edge when it comes to trading, and in order to get an edge, you have to have a lot of back testing and data with the way you trade. And a lot of people say trading is gambling. Others might agree, others won't, but yeah. So when it comes to trading, you need an edge. So what is an edge? Simply put, an edge is something that has a higher probability outcome of happening over another. So if you have an edge and you back tested it and you've seen previous data and it shows that you have the probabilities in your favor, that's an edge, right? An edge can be anything. It can be trend lines, it can be boxes, it can be circles, whatever, right? Whatever that you see that works for you, that's your edge, right? So let's say you have an edge, right? If you have an edge and you do nothing but execute your edge when it comes to you with no expectations or no emotions, you will generate consistent results, right? There are some things that you have to install in your brain or in your belief system in order for you to generate consistent results. So the first one is that you don't need to know what the market is going to do next in order for you to make money. What I mean by this is, let's say we have a coin and we flip it 10 times. If your heads and you flip the coin 10 times, most of the times you're going to come out positive with an R multiple. So let's say your R multiple is a 2R or a 3R. You're going to come out profitable with the flips at the end of the 10 flips. Now, let's use that with trading. If you have an edge and you take 10 trades with the R multiple of 3, you are going to come out profitable. Now, why is it that people fail as traders? Simply put, they don't accept their risk. So before the trade, you have to find out how much you're willing to spend. So if I'm looking for longs, I don't place a trade immediately. I have to define the risk and accept the risk. So if I go into this trade and I want to look for longs, and I'm okay and comfortable with spending $500 on this trade to make a potential 3R, which is 1,500, then I'm comfortable spending 500 on this trade. So before I place a trade, that money that I'm risking is already gone. I have already spent $500 on this trade. So in my brain or in my mind, that money is gone. When you think like this, not only will you suppress the emotions that come within the trade, you won't expect anything. This is the other thing you have to do. You can't expect the outcome of the trade to go in your favor. Because if you expect something and you take that loss, it's going to be painful. You have to come into the market neutral. My edge is there? Great. I'm going to execute. And that money that I risked is already gone. I'm simply doing business. I'm gonna execute, right? Let's say on the first trade, price looks good. It looks good for longs. I'm gonna risk $500 on this trade because I'm comfortable spending $500 to make 1,500. So if I'm comfortable spending $500 on this trade and it goes in my favor, great. That's business. On to the next trade. Let's say the next day comes and I spent another 500 on this short because it looks good to short here. My edge is there. The market's telling me this. I'm not interfering with the market. I don't want the market to do what I want or to do what I say. I'm letting the market tell me what it wants to do. So if I do this and the market's telling me it wants to go here and my edge is presented and I take the trade with my risk already defined, so I'm comfortable spending $500 on this trade, and the market later then stops me out, I'm not going to be in pain. I'm not going to be hurt that I took a loss because in my mind, that money is already gone. And if you're not comfortable with the money being gone, you have to lower your size to 100, 200, whatever your account equity or whatever your account balance is. Which is why being comfortable with spending whatever amount of money you desire into your trade is important. So if I'm comfortable spending $500 on this trade and I lose the trade, I'm not going to be hurt because in my mind, it's already gone. If it is painful for you, then considering lowering your size. If you lower your size and you're comfortable spending that amount, it's not going to hurt. It's not going to bring the emotions out. Because as humans, you can never, ever get rid of emotions. They're part of you. They're part of you. You're a human. But what can we do then? We can learn to suppress the emotions rather than trying to be this robot, because we can't be robots. We're human beings. So what can we do? We suppress the emotions. We lower them. How do we lower them? We define the risk. We accept the risk. And we take the trade with no expectation. Because if you expect the market to do what you want it to do, and it doesn't do it, you're going to be in pain. So we come into the market, we execute our trade, and we take the loss, right? Great. That's why we accepted the risk. We have a stop loss and price. Once we flip the coin on this trade, and let's say we're heads, but the coin landed tails, great. Every single loss that we take gets us closer to a win. So if this coin flip was tails and it didn't go in our favor, that's okay. Because you have to accept that in trading, losses and winners are always going to be there. Losses and winners are a part of trading. And out of the next 10 flips of that coin, you have to remember the flipping of the coin and the number of the flips. You're still going to come out profitable if you keep executing your edge. The only way you won't come out profitable is if you interfere with your system and your edge. How do we interfere with it? Emotions, oversizing, revenge trading, not taking the trade because you're scared that's going to lose. These are the things that are the external errors that we make as traders. And we don't want to do those. We don't want to do those things. If we see our edge present, our job as traders is to take it. But if we let our brain connect a scenario with past memories, let's say our edge is presented, but 2 weeks ago, we took a similar trade and it didn't work out. So I'm scared to take this trade. I'm probably not going to take it. And let's say price then ran after the entry that we should have taken and it ran to the target that we initially draw it out. To me, that's a losing trade, even if you didn't take the trade, because you let your emotions get to you and made you missed out on a trade where your edge presented itself. But you let past memories, past data, because your brain, once your brain sees a certain pattern, it links the emotions with past scenarios. So if 2 weeks ago I took a similar trade where I lost, it brings the emotions into your present, into the present, and now you feel scared to take this trade. We can't let those emotions get to us, because every single market movement, it's all unique. Nothing's going to be repeated over and over and over. Everything's going to some extent, yes, it's going to be repeat, right? But not 100%. Everything is unique. Some days, other days, everything can look similar, but it's always going to be different. Because if everything was the same, everybody would be millionaires. But it isn't. So every moment in the market is unique. So this trade that you took 2 weeks ago, that was a loss. This time it would have been a winner. But you were too scared to take the trade because you let your emotions get to you. That, you cannot let that happen to you. If your edge is there, you need to execute it. Because if you don't execute it and you're scared to take the trade, that is a losing trade to me, because you let your emotions get to you. Because with trading, you want to really just focus on just trading. You can't let other issues or other external factors make your decision. You have to just execute your edge, define your risk, how much I'm willing to spend on the trade, be comfortable with spending that amount, and just take the trade. Don't have any expectations, because in reality, everything's random. Nothing's guaranteed. The market isn't guaranteed. You can take a short, and the next second, price runs to your stop in like 1 second. Nothing is guaranteed. You have to not have any expectations, because expectations, if you have an expectation of price 100% going to your take profit, and it doesn't go to your take profit and hits your stop loss, the pain will be greater. And you will be feeling more pain just because you had an expectation. Once you're in a trade, you do not interfere with anything. You just let the trade play out. And let the numbers and systems and probabilities play out in your favor. You need to really just, because trading is simple, right? Trading is simple, right? But the emotions and that side of things is what messes with us. And that's what the journey is really about. Just like getting through all these things and and just and just really honing these skills. And it's really just the journey, man. Like this takes time. Like it's not gonna be easy to. It's not gonna. I mean, it's not hard, but it's not gonna be fast to learn these things, right? You're not gonna learn these things in a month. It takes time to learn these certain approaches to thinking like that, and yeah, it's just more of like installing these things inside your head, like just like in a way, trading is gambling, but you're gambling with an edge. But if you're gambling with an edge, and out of series of outcomes, you're still in profit, and you're generating consistent results, it's not so much gambling. It's more of a business, but to some extent it is. But if you view trading like a business, and every loss you take is an expense to keep playing the game, while every winner is the byproduct of following your system, then you'll generate consistent results. Just don't get in the way of your system, don't get in the way of your process of taking trades, and just don't get in the way of yourself in general. Just let yourself play out, let the probabilities play out, let your system play out, and yeah, you'll be fine. Trading doesn't have to be stressful, it doesn't have to be hard. It can be really easy, simple, and straightforward, but we don't learn these things until later on.